Hello. It's part 2 of 2 on 2 Tutorial Tuesday for the first Tuesday in 2023. You believe that? It's already 2023. How's everybody doing tonight? Share the stream real quick. If you have a minute, we're going to do some cute Valentine cookies. I hope everyone is well. All right. I'm not sure how much you guys made up today if you decided to do anything with what we talked about this morning, or if you're just going to watch and get some ideas for later. But we're going to work with white, we're going to work with light pink, we're going to work with a dark pink, we're going to work with a light shade of leaf green. We had all these colors also done in fondant, and I'm just doing fondant instead of moldable royal icing, because I try to save that moldable royal icing for cookies that I'm selling, because it's a little bit more expensive product than just playing around with the fondant pieces. So earlier today, I went and used the molds that I showed you. I did some hearts. I did a new flower one came in, so I did some flowers out of there. I have my trusty one here that I like that center flower from. I used the new mold that's from Hobby Lobby and made marbled fondant, and then made a really pretty rose. I made some of the leaves, a few hearts. I've got some stems over here. And frankly, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with it yet. How do you like that? There's not a set plan for tonight, because we are just going to take it one step at a time and have some fun. So I did use all of my pink fondant making hearts, because I want to use the hearts to make a heart bouquet on a cookie tonight. But I do have some green left. I'm going to save this in case we need it. I'm not sure how many different things we're going to need tonight, but I went through my trusty stash of sprinkles because I can, and I have them. So I went through that stash of sprinkles. What is that? Something else is showing. Oh, it's the mic. Okay, hold on one sec, guys, because that's going to look weird in later videos. Just give me a second here. See if I can fix this. If that's a little, does that look a little better? Let's see if we can drop this just a little bit. It might. Yeah, that's better. So I went through my stash of sprinkles and I pulled a few things. So I pulled the pastels from Christmas. This was called Berry Bash. Not very much left. Might have to restock. Might have to go see Michael's. Then I pulled my stash of custom sorted sixlets just because the colors match. I'm not sure if we're going to use them or not, but I pulled them. I have some beautiful snowy bakery bling. Have you guys seen this stuff? It's glittery sugar, but it's also got like confetti. Everything's 100% edible. It's got like that real pretty confetti that's sticking to the side that shimmers. It's real pretty. So I pulled some of that just because I had it. Then I had this custom mix that I made of nonpareils. So there's light pink, medium pink, and then there's 2 shades of the green. I thought that might be pretty on one of our cookies tonight. I have some hot pink sanding sugar that already has the mica mixed in it, so it's super sparkly. You see the sparkle while I'm twirling it? That's from Great Value. Nothing fancy about it other than it already has the sparkle mixed in, and it's a nice shade of pink. And then I had this is called Pink Ombre, so it's got multiple shades of pink in here. It's got nonpareils, it's got sugar pearls, it's got jimmies, like all the good stuff's in here, but we've got different shades of pink in case we want to use that. So we've got some stuff to the side, so you guys just keep that in mind. I have already made a bunch of my fondant pieces here. You can see these. I'm going to move them to the side. And just in case that's not enough, I pulled out some extra floral molds in case we want to fill anything in. So just so you know what we have waiting off in the wings, we've got this fondant mold that was from Michael's. I've got my itty bitty bow mold. This is that scrunchy bow that I love so much, but this is the baby size. So I pulled that out. I've got that really cool flower that we used over the springtime of last year. We used this and we did the body of our snail with it in marbled fondant. And then I pulled this little fondant mold out. This was a new one this year at Michael's. And I pulled out just this roses, just a side profile blooming rose. So I have all of those too if we want to change up our designs any. Of course, I have a scribe. I've got my scissors. I've got some tweezers. Was there anything else that I wanted to make sure I mentioned? I do have a dusting brush. I've also got some diamond dust, and I've got some Candy Kiss diamond dust, and a little bit of pink as well. And I've got some hexagon, or I have some hexagon and some circle cookies we're going to try to work with tonight. Now, if at any point I get a call from my mom, we were having a little bit of trouble tonight. So if I get a call from her, I may just tell you I have to go for just a second. I'll mute it, take care of what I need to take care of. And then if people are coming on and saying they're not hearing anything or whatever, if you guys could just type some comments for me, I'd really appreciate it. Help me out tonight, just in case. And oh my goodness, look at all these comments rolling in. Let's go say hi to a few people and then we'll get started. Oh, and don't forget, guys, the stars do help support the page, and also artist tips over on the coffee shop site. Those help as well. We've been doing a pretty good job of everybody just doing a little, and it's getting closer to covering the monthly live streaming so we can keep Tutorial Tuesday free. So we're working on it. Hey, Debbie, how are you? Hello, Facebook user. Is that Nadine? Nope, Nadine, your name is showing, so that is not you tonight. Let's see who that is. Hey, Sandra. Hello, hello. Hello, how are you? Tell us who you are. If you typed, sorry, it's been a while. Miss everyone, Happy New Year. Tell me who that is. If it said hello, hello, I would guess it was Jennifer Saher, but it just says one hello, so I'm not sure. Hey, Nadine. Hello, Whoopi. By the way, Whoopi, I laughed for a good bit of the afternoon at how your Eileen joke went right over my head. It was not wasted on me, but I don't normally say Eileen, I guess the same way everyone else does because of my accent. So when I first read your comment, didn't even click on me until I said it again. But we were talking about leaning on each other and leaning on the Lord earlier today. And she said something cute about she had to change her name to Eileen, Eileen, just right over my head. Right over my head. I was so focused. Hey, you're writing a paper with your daughter, Camille. That's cool. Well, tell her hello and hello to you as well. Hey, Allison. Ooh, Allison, you're going to have to share that recipe. There's going to be some people in this cookie group that are going to want to know, first of all, how to make that delicious caramel that you made today. And second, the cheesecake. Just saying. I got some other presents today, but I don't want to tell you everything all at once. Kathy, I think she is doing good, but she has moved to a new place for some additional rehabilitation to get her strength up, and just adjusting to that. Another day and a half. Well, I don't know. What did I say that you said that, Allison? I don't know. Hey, Myra, how are you? Pamela, hello. Hi, Barbie. How are you doing? Barbara, it's good to see you. Good to be with Cookie Friends tonight. Let's see. Miss Phyllis is here. Hello, Janie. Janie, we got you all squared away too, right? I remember that you messaged me about something. I think we took care of everything, but honestly, right at this exact moment, I can't remember what you messaged me about without pulling it up. So if I haven't taken care of it, just send me another message, but I'm pretty sure that we confirmed we got you taken care of. Yes. And it's thin, you guys, look. So if you make it with moldable royal icing, it's not thicker than our icing normally is. You could make it thinner too, if you wanted to, but I just wanted to see what that marbled looked like. And we're going to cup it just a little bit on the cookie. So I'm excited about that. I think it's going to be really pretty. Happy Tuesday. Happy New Year. How are you doing, Kelly? Let's see. Hello there. How are you? Mary Jean. Hello. How are you? On my end or your end, there must have been an update and now your name is not showing. I'm not worried about it. Just put MJ before your comments. Don't go out and come back. You don't have to worry about that. I love itty bitty bow. Yes, this thing is so useful, you guys. If you bought last year's Easter box or the advanced Easter box, then you got one of these. It's the baby version of that really cool scrunchy bow. And the scrunchy bow first came to me by way of, it was a cook. I want to call it the wrong name, but what it was we did upright cookies in one of those online virtual events during COVID. And I did Arlene Chua's class. And I think we did Joy. Maybe we did the letters Joy. And she had the big scrunchy bow, which is really big. It's gorgeous, but it's really big and has a lot of fondant in it. And then I got so excited when I found this mini version of it. I love this. I use it a lot. I use it a lot. Hello, Christina Papke. How are you tonight? It's good to see you too. Hello, Miss Judy. Hi. Lavelle, your name's showing. Did you go out and come back in because your name's showing? Oh, Mary Jean. Yes, we're going to talk about the wishing well. Gabby, how are you, girl? And I just saw that you signed up for text alerts. Thank you for doing that. So good to see you tonight. Hope everything's going well. You're going to need to share, but I think that you should actually come on and talk about it. Hey, Becky, how are you tonight? Hello, first time watcher. I hope you enjoy it tonight. Make some good cookie friends, make some connections while you're here. So glad you're with us. I don't know, but don't go back out because I know it's you. Just put MJ, so it's fine. Hey, Charlotte. Charlotte, you feeling better? All right. Hello there. How are you this evening? Hello, hello. All right, you guys. So here's what we're going to do. I am... It's 7:15. And I just got a reminder from Facebook that we have a video starting at 7:10. I think you're a little behind because I started right on time. So funny. It's first of the year. Tech issues. Go figure. Hey, Lorraine, how are you tonight? All right. So wishing well. Let's go to wishing well so that I don't forget again. Okay. So not this weekend, but the following weekend, there's this really cool online virtual event that you sign up for through Sweet and Saucy Life. It's with April Kalanchik and her crew, and it is called Cookiers Live. Now, I know it's too late to sign up for the VIP where you get the box, and the box has such good stuff in it. I only know that because I got to contribute a few things to it, like your cutters for your wishing well. So I'm so excited. I'm excited because the wishing well is a 3D gingerbread piece. So you can make it out of cookies, but we're going to do it out of gingerbread, and it's really cute and it's just so springy. Like I'm already like itching to get out of wintertime. Do you guys get like that? Like one good cold snap and I am over it. Over it, over it, over it. Like some of you live in places where you have snow for months on end, and God bless your heart. It's not for me. One good snow and I am over it, and I want it to be springtime, and I want to work on my flower beds and plant flowers and watch the animals as they all return to the little animal menagerie behind my house and watch the hummingbirds and all that goes on. I'm over it. It was so cold sorry, baby. It was so cold the last 2 weeks. I can't stand that. That's when I stay inside, hunker down, film lots of videos, do a lot of planning for the first 6 months of the year. So it's useful time. I redeem the time. I make good use of it, but I don't like dealing with that for long periods of time. All right. Maybe some of you really love the snow and I just killed your joy. I certainly did not mean to. We haven't even had snow yet and it was way too cold. It'd have been warmer if it had snowed. So we had some insulation than what we had during that polar whatever everyone else is still having. All right. So the wishing well, this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can still buy tickets or not, but if you want to check that out, we're going to be making that cute little 3D piece. It's about 6 inches tall. We're going to do all that stone work. We're doing a smidge of ice malt work on there. We're going to make that little bucket. We're going to make all the wisteria vines. There's a separate bonus video that I included to sculpt a table and a mailbox, but they're a little bit bigger than those two. I wanted, they're not quite in proportion with the wishing well because they're for fairies, so they can't be that big. But I did make them a little bit bigger because sometimes when you're first learning how to do sculpting, it's easier if you do it on something just slightly bigger. But we're going to be doing all that. And there are 5 instructors total. Everything is so cool that April has set up for this event. Like I'm super excited about it. It's not this upcoming weekend. It's the following weekend. There is a charge. You can check it all out and see what you can still sign up for at Sweet and Saucy, Sweet, SWEET, and Saucy, SAUCY, Life, LIFE.com. You can go over there and check it out. See if you can still get in on the event. It's really fun. I've only one or two. I've gotten to do one or two. They're virtual events. Um, maybe one. I think she had an in-person one. Then 2020 hit. She had a virtual one. And then I think this is the next virtual one because she had a lot of family stuff going on and kids graduating and all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty sure this will make the third event, but the second virtual event. But go check it out because, oh my goodness, you're going to be shocked. Like there's every cookie artist that is teaching, every instructor that's teaching has phenomenal projects. And I'll do some more posting over the next 2 weeks because that's the next thing that we slide into and focus on. But I sure hope if you can get in on that, you will. This class is a 3-hour class. It's equivalent to a class that I would teach at CookieCon, like a long 3 or 4 hour class at CookieCon, and lots of detail, lots of techniques. We're going to do all kinds of different stuff. So, if you can get in on it and you're interested in doing a 3D piece, I don't know if you can tell in this picture, but there's even a little handle. There's even a little handle on our wishing well. So hopefully you'll join us. All right. I'm going to leave that there. Somebody put the link in for Sweet and Saucy Life if you don't mind. And let's check the last couple comments and then let's make some Valentine cookies because everybody overwhelmingly voted for, hold on one sec. Let me go back here because these are funny. Okay, you're ready. Oh, you're ready too. See, I'm just done. One cold snap. I'm all satisfied. Let's get moving. Let's get back into springtime. So the skunk that came around, no one got sprayed at my house. And 30 minutes after we smelled him out there, the odor was gone. But then when I let the girls out early the next morning, he had definitely been back through the yard the other direction. So he went somewhere for the whole night in my neighborhood. I don't know, but he definitely had just passed through our yard again, probably to go back down to the water. But luckily no one got sprayed. So thank you, Lord, because that's just not something I need on my plate right now. Vicky, hey, how you doing? All right. Even though, what did that say? Your mini carnations have flowers? Okay, that's cool. You have to post some pictures. Yes. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, I'm so glad you got the VIP box, Janie, because it's really good. I've gotten it. The other event, I purchased it for that as well. So good. Yeah. Is it the 13th and 14th? Who posted that? 13th and 14th, Friday and Saturday. And my demo is Saturday right after opening. So I will see you guys Saturday. And I'm super excited about it. And yeah, you won't be disappointed. It's a fabulous event. Now there will be recordings too. That's a good point. I should have mentioned that there will be recordings so that you can watch these over and over again. There's a private Facebook group. Like you're going to love it. You're going to learn a lot and you're going to have fun with all your cookie friends. Yes, that is the website, sweetandsaucylife.com. So you guys go check that out. If you decide to purchase, let me know. I do have an affiliate link. Dee Dee, hello. Hey, Maggie, how are you? MJ posted the dates. Okay, cool. Thank you. A skunk in the neighborhood. No, don't tell me right now. It might go right over my head, Allison. But yeah, we have a skunk. I just hope we don't end up with a skunk family. I hope he moves further down the water and the bank over there before skunk family comes around. Because as it is in the springtime, I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a couple of separate little herds of deer just on the other side of the water that one of them sleeps on one side of the water. One of them sleeps in my backyard. I have foxes on the hill behind my neighbor's house going down to the water, usually every spring, which that's kind of rough anyway. Raccoons. Oh my goodness. We get a ton of raccoons coming up across the water and then they go into the subdivision at night. Geese. We usually have one pair of geese that come and lay their eggs on our side of the bank. There's like a little shelter area where our retaining wall is. And so they lay their eggs there. And that's really fun because then we get to see the babies. So I really like that. Now we have an egret that's been hanging around fishing back there. Turtles. We have a ton of turtles. I I don't know. Opossums. We have a whole couple of families of possums. And then, of course, I have my resident groundhogs that stay here all year. There's one on the second level of my backyard and then one down on the third level, and they both have their own systems. So, and we just recently discovered that 1 yard over, huge, like 100-year-old oak tree over there has a massive, probably the size of 3 or 4 adult heads put together, wasp nest hanging up in that tree. And I did not notice it last winter, so I'm guessing it was built last summer. So I guess we'll have them back. And of course, we have a ton of squirrels. So this is in my little yard because I back up to the water and the other side is all woods on the other side. So we don't need skunks. The skunks need to move. I don't think all those animals will get along well together. I know. I'm so excited for this. All right, so let's get on it. Moldable royal icing is the thing I'm going to recommend that you use. And May, the sugar lady, if someone has that, maybe Becky or Barbie, you could drop her link in for me. It's May, M-A-Y, sugar lady at myshopify.com, I think. And she has this product that she's bringing in from a friend of hers in Mexico, and it's called Moldable Royal Icing. It's fabulous because it's you can mix it up in small quantities, use it as you need it. You can use it in your fondant molds. You can do an impression mat into it, but it's royal icing. So when it dries on, we can do all the cool stuff like you could do on glaze icing if you time glaze icing just right. We can do all of that, and we don't have the worry of using like the clay, what do we call it? Why am I having a brain blank right now? You know, the clay, the moldable clay that has butter and Crisco in it. Do you know what I'm talking about? What am I trying to say, ladies? Help me. That you have to put in the fridge to get it to set up. You make it with glaze. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I just can't think of the actual edible clay. Maybe it's called edible clay. Anyway, no, not fondant. And it's not chocolate. It's that, you know, that special, the special one we used to make that so you didn't have to rip the fondant. Yes, edible clay. I called it the right thing. I finally got there. So edible clay. We don't have to make that. So you don't have to worry about the butter being in it, and you don't have to worry about how long it's good and all of that. Okay. Also, I did want to tell you before I forget, because I might. It's been a long day. I'm going to bed right after this live stream is over. I think that's safe for everyone in the universe that I go get some sleep. So everyone that bought the gnomes and floral, thank you. Yes, the moldable glaze or edible clay. Thank you guys so much. Becky, thank you for posting the link. So about a week from now, maybe a week and a half, May I'll have more of the moldable royal icing that you can use. Okay. So you can make those pieces ahead of time. It tastes just like royal icing, has a great flavor, easy to make. I love the stuff. I mean, it makes such crisp pieces, like good lines out of your fondant molds. Like, you know, sometimes you have trouble with the modeling chocolate. Sometimes you have trouble with the fondant or the blends. When you take them out, it just kind of loses a little bit of its, I don't know, umph. Let's call it umph for tonight since I'm struggling with words. Detail. It loses some of its detail. This stuff does not do it. It holds it perfectly. I mean, it's pristine, and you can flavor it and you can color it. Although honestly, it has a great vanilla flavor all by itself. So anybody that purchased the gnomes and the florals class, you have been sent your links. Anybody that purchased physical cutters, they have been shipped. Everybody, all 3 shipments has left the building. If you purchased STL files, those were emailed to you. So if you did any of those things and you have not received it, go check your spam folder. And then before you message me, then go check your invoice and make sure that you put the right email address in, because we did have a couple people to this time, not many, just a couple, just a itsy little bit of you that put the wrong email address in. So you thought I hadn't responded to you yet, but really I didn't have your email address. So it went to the wrong email address. Or went out into wherever dead emails go to. Is there a place for them? We're going to say the cloud, the dead part of the cloud. I don't know, but they went somewhere, but not to you. So if you are in that situation where you're not in it yet, in the group yet or haven't gotten a confirmation, please message me after you check your spam and after you check your invoice to see what email you used, and we'll get stuff resent to you. But please do that before 9 p.m. Eastern, because it will not take until midnight for me to turn into a crazy gremlin tonight, because I'm like dead on my feet. Just saying. Just letting everybody know, okay? And please go check out the event for Cook Years Live with Sweet and Saucy Life, because it's really, really great for many reasons besides just the decorating. The decorating is totally fantastic, top notch, but the event itself is super special if you've never been. You're on the train. Yay. I feel good when Charlotte jumps on and she's on the train. And you love the holly leaves, Debbie, and you can paint it. It's so great. Pamela, I'm so glad you made it. Mary Jean, you got your cutters already. Good. Okay, cool. All right, so safe travels to you. Now, let's get started, okay? All right. How about this? Because I don't want to make this real messy tonight. Let's put a paper towel down here. I'll put 2 of them. Put 2 of these little guys. I'm going to slide all this back. Let's look at our pieces. Since I already made these, I knew our intro would take a little bit long time tonight because we had lots of stuff to cover. And Laura, if you are here tonight, Laura, and you haven't said hello yet, thank you so much for our impromptu tour around the Hobby Lobby sales today. She was so kind to go in there to look for a mold. And while she was there, I sent her a link and she just jumped on spur of the moment. It was so much fun. I love that stuff, by the way. So if you're ever somewhere great and you're camera ready and you do want to jump on, just send me a note. And if we're not in the middle of something crazy or there's not already a guest on here or something, if I can work you in, I will, because we're going to embrace our spontaneity in 2023. I have either made you happy about that or warned you that it's coming. You take it however. So we have these great molds. They're shallow, but they're nice molds, but they're shallow, which is going to be good using that moldable royal icing, because you can make these super fancy pieces way ahead of time. Okay. So for instance, if I had made this in moldable royal icing, I would have done 2 colors of pink and then marbled it. It feels just like fondant when you're working with it, made it in the mold. And now this could be done. I could have this done. I could even do a little dry dusting. I could hit the tips of this with gold if I wanted a fancier cookie, just the edges of it. But look at that detail. All right. So we could make a whole bunch of these ahead of time for a feature cookie. So I'm going to set that here for us. Also out of this mold, I really like this leaf, the leaf that's in this mold. Can you guys see that? I think I'm going to have to lift this up. I'm sorry that it's going to be in the way a little bit, you guys, but I think I need a little more visual space tonight. Really love this leaf. Look how detailed this thing is. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Do you know why I like it though? Because a lot of the leaf molds, and I'm not busting on anybody's product, okay? I'm just telling you for real how it is when I make a cookie, and as a cookier, the things I look at. So maybe it'll help somebody make something better. A lot of the leaf molds are not even remotely close to natural enough looking on the sides of the leaves. Do you know what I mean? Like, and so then I feel like I need to take my fondant tool or my Dresden tool, and then I have to alter the fondant piece to get just a little bit more natural look, because otherwise it's just too clunky looking almost. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense to you and you know what I'm talking about. But this one is not like that. This mold, it's finished and it's at a slope and it's all the way down the side. You see what I mean? So I don't have to do anything to this leaf. The most I would have to do to these leaves would be just totally, if I wanted to do something, while they were still flexible, I could put them over a straw, over a paper towel, the center part of a paper towel. I could take the center part of a paper towel, cut it in half, so I have 2 tubes, and then I could curve them up this way to dry if I wanted leaves that I could add on a cookie that go upward. Yeah. Yes. 2 uniform. Whoever said that, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Okay. And see, there's a bunch of you that understand exactly what I'm saying. So this leaf is stunning. I really like this. I would have bought this mold just for the leaf. And I know some of you would be like, oh, that's only one thing in there, but I love all of them. I do on this one. I like all of them a lot, but in particular, it's worth it just for this. I think Laura said not on sale. It was $7.99. So if it goes 40% off next week, it would be 6 times the $8. So it's going to be like $4.80. That's a fantastic price for this mold. Just saying. I don't know what your state sales tax is, so figure in a little for that. Don't get a commission for Hobby Lobby, but this one's totally worth it, guys. It's worth the trip. Spring's coming, weddings are coming. And then plus look at this. If you want to build a garland, like you can just put these together. You see what I mean? Plus, do you see lettuce? Do you see like Easter cookies already when you look at this? Because I do. I see carrot tops. I see lettuce, like depending on how you shade this. Love this. All right. Also pretty good shape. If you're going to be doing something 3D, you can almost match this up. Do you see what I mean? You can hide it and have it be a two-sided deal. You just have to do just a little bit of work when you put it together, but I like that too. So anyway, there we go. There's my sales pitch on this mold, and it's heavy. It's a thick mold. It's not going to rip on you. So I like this one. I did pull the butterfly, dragonfly, and moth mold out, and I tried it, but I don't want to use it tonight because I'm going to save that for something in the spring, but it did work perfect, had great design, great line. So you might as well go ahead and get them both because we're going to be using them both throughout the spring. These were on Amazon. If you need a link to these, I pinned it to my Amazon's, or I'm sorry, hold on. I pinned the link to my Amazon storefront on the Cookie Snack Attack page in the featured section. So if you want these molds, this one's really pretty. It's like a quilt tuft in here, the way it's done. Can you guys see that? Do you see the lines? So it's almost like the tufting that they do on like Santa's Christmas chair and stuff like that. It has that pattern. And then this is a plain smooth one. So I made some of both. And we're going to use our hearts to make a flower bouquet on one of our cookies tonight. And then I don't know where this came from, but it came in today. I ordered it. I just don't remember where I ordered it from, but it's supposed to be a succulent mold, but actually it made these beautiful little flowers that if you do them in the right colors, they look like dahlias. Do you guys know what dahlias are? Dahlia flowers, the super big heads, they grow like really tall. So it had that. So I marbled some fondant and put it in there, and look at the detail. Look at all that little spiky detail. So if you did it in the right shades of green and did some dry dusting, it totally looks like succulents. And then this mold also has this cute little flower. Oh, you know what? I do know where this came from. This one definitely came from AliExpress. This one came from AliExpress, and it was a succulent fondant mold, and it's also super duty heavy. This one is. All right, I'm going to set it to the side. I don't think we're going to need my other flower molds, but this is one of my favorite flower molds. And if you took my elective class at CookieCon, you already have this because it was in your bags. But there's a large center rose, which made all these about 3/4 of an inch. So it's perfect as an accent if you only want to put one flower and then pipe some leaves. And then the baby rose heads, I don't use them as much, but they are cute if you want something really small. Nicole, you see lettuce too? Totally, right? If that mold's on Amazon, if you'll send me the link, MJ, through Messenger, I'll add it to the Amazon store later. I would love to do that. And the other thing I liked in that mold from Hobby Lobby is, check this out. I put these together. They're actually, if I had finished the tops with some pink, but I ran out of pink, these are roses on different stems. And then I took one of the molds and cut the extra leaf off and then added it to this because this was really just a stem and a leaf. So I made an extra leaf and just kind of sculpted it. But you can see lots of detail. That's going to be pretty. So we'll see if we can work that onto a cookie. I've got hearts. I've got these other flowers. I've got leaves. Now, if you really want to do these ahead of time, do a light green base like this, like sage or mint, and then do some different darker greens for your dry dusting. You'll be using the same exact leaf, but it's going to look like you have a whole bunch of different leaves because you're doing different shading. And it would not take much dry dusting to pull out a whole bunch more on these. But for simplified purposes tonight, we're not going to do that, okay? Hey, thank you guys for sharing the video tonight. If you'll hit the heart button a few times and hit that algorithm up, we've been doing really good on our exposure the last 28 days, it said. honestly, I don't know what I'm doing different. So I think it's all you guys, because I think I'm just posting and it's getting spread further, and that's all you. So congratulations to you. You're doing a fantastic job, because I don't think on my end, other than posting the reel for the scribe Christmas tree, that I've really done anything that I don't normally do. So thank you. I think it's all you. You get credit for it, even if you didn't do it. Oh, the heart mold. I'll find another link then, Miss Pamela. Is it the link that I put on the Cookie Snack Attack page is out of stock? I'll find another link for you. I'll look around tonight. Well, maybe. I'm not going to promise you that, because I have to go to bed by 9 o'clock, or I might turn into a gremlin. I'm just so tired today. Today, I'm not tired. I'm emotionally drained. It was a long day. So I just need sleep. I shouldn't stay up too long. Thank you, Miss Pamela. I'll work on that after if I can, and if not, at 5 a.m. Okay. All right. You just get tired, and you probably shouldn't be around the public any longer because you've hit that level. I hit that level a little bit ago, but you guys are not general public. You're my cookie family. So here we go. Yes, I will also look for the succulent mold unless someone else saw it. Mary Jean, did you see the succulent mold? If you did, send me the link through Messenger and I'll add it. Okay. All right. All right, let's go. So I have my colors. Oh, I just want to reiterate one time, and just in case you didn't watch this morning, this is light pink or soft pink, deep pink, and leaf green. This is a light shade of leaf green. This is about medium on the deep pink, and this is definitely the lightest shade I could get on the pink, and this is just regular white. These three are 18 to 20 second icing consistencies. This is 30. Well, it was 30, and then I loosened it up just a smidge because I wanted to try something tonight. Hopefully you guys will be okay with that. You pick real quick, and that'll give us some comments. Do you want to start on a circle cookie or a hexagon cookie? Circle or hexagon for our first cookie. And I have not pre-made these designs. We're going to make them on the fly because I just wanted something that really kind of challenged me tonight. So I'm going to get all these icing bags ready to go. It's okay. No problem. We'll look after. All right. Hexagon, circle, hexagon. All right. Come on. I need a few more people to weigh in. We've got hexagon, circle, hexagon. What is that? Is that a circle? You want a circle? Circle? We're going to do both. It's just which one do you want to see first? Circle, hexagon, hexagon. Hey, Gabby. Hexagon, hexagon. You guys are running exactly equal. All right. No. Okay. No. Hexagons are pulling ahead. Hexagons are pulling ahead. So circle people, you're going to have to fight for it if you want to go first. If not, I'll do one for you, but we're going to go second. We're going hexagon. All right. We're going hexagon. Okay. I try to let y'all weigh in. All right. Now I'm cutting all my bags to about a 2 if I were using piping tips. Okay. Can you see that? So what I do, just in case you have not cut bags before, and it just has to do with keeping a more cylindrical or circle around the icing as it's coming out, right? I like to face the seam towards the ceiling, flatten the bag, and then cut straight across. And it has something to do with the reinforcement of this bag right here, and turning that to the underneath side as you're piping. It gives you a nice round circle. Your icing gives you a nice round circle around the top instead of just a blob. So that's why. So let me show you. Flatten it out, seam to the ceiling. Do you see that? Get as much of that icing out as you can. Fine scissors. I would not normally cut over top of these fondant pieces because I want to make sure I know where that little piece of plastic goes. You don't want that to end up in a customer's order, but for purposes of video, right? You see that? And that's about the same opening size as a 2-point round. Okay. Now I did remix all these icings just about an hour ago, so we should be good to go, and rebagged them. Got you there. I don't know where that piece of plastic went. By the way, you guys, today was the day that I fed the turtles my Christmas cookies. I hated to let those cookies go, especially I wanted, but I don't have room to keep like shadow boxing everything. And I did take good pictures, but Mrs. Claus, Mr. Claus, and the Candy Nutcracker made some turtles on the riverbank down there. Very happy today. Very, very happy today. But it was hard. It was hard to let them go. Oh, you know what? I don't mean to cut that one this way. So on this one, let's go ahead and cut it now. I was going to wait and show you when we do the leaf, but now we're in it. So let's just get it cut. Hold on. I got to squish some icing out or you're not going to be able to see it. So let me just clear a little bit of icing out. I cut it round, but we need to cut it for a leaf tip. So flatten the seam to the side, turn it towards you, and you would want to cut a small V up into the bag. The smaller you cut the V, the smaller of leaves you can make. If you cut a bigger V, you're going to be making bigger leaves. I like to have the seam on the side for this one because when I'm piping the leaf, do you see how this looks? Can you see pointing at me how I've got that V in the bag? I would rotate it just like that. And then when I squeeze, the 2 points of the bag are like a chicken beak and they're like pecking at you. If you imagine it like that. And I like to pipe with the seam because this is the reinforced part of the bag up because it gives me more definition as I'm doing the jiggle in and out to create my leaf. So that is custom cutting a tipless piping bag for a leaf tip. Okay. I'm gonna set that to the side because that's not coming up till later. Now get ready. You guys have to pay attention because you're going to decide some things tonight. I will give you suggestions, but you're going to decide. I'm also going to decorate upside down because for whatever reason, these cookies warped just a little bit. So I'm going to go upside down with my hexagon tonight. Let's move up a little bit. Now, here we go. You ready? Get ready. You're going to have to type. There's only a 7-second delay. So if you're on it, this will go fast. So we're going to start with this flower. You can see roughly how big this flower is, okay? Now, do you want a light pink background or a white background? You can have either light pink or white. And whatever isn't the background, we're going to do a bead border with the other color. So if I were picking, it would be white and it would have a pink border, but we can do pink and do a white border if you want. Totally up to you. You tell me. Or we can get really fancy and we can do a dark pink outline and a light pink fill, but then it's going to look a little cartoony. So you guys pick. Okay. Oh, you've picked. It's white. We're moving on. It's white. All right. Good job. You're paying attention. All right. Let's go. Let's just do basic outline and flood. And it's a bigger cookie. I think I cut that to about a 1 and not a 2. So I'm going to open that up just a little bit more. We're using a combined consistency, 18 to 20 seconds. We're going white. We're going right to the edge. I'm going to try. It's so hard to keep my hand out of the way in these videos. Like I've really been making an effort in 2022. I really made an effort to learn how to pipe basically sideways, but you feel like you're always, it's hard then to do a big batch of Christmas cookies once you've gotten used to doing video cookies all the time to go back. Oh, and Nadine found the link on the succulent mold. So I will add that before I go to sleep tonight. Okay. Now, we don't need a ton of icing, but we want enough icing that when the icing settles down, since this cookie warped, we want our icing to go level. We do want level. Now, for those of you who are going to make your moldable royal icing pieces way ahead of time, you'll do the same thing I'm doing. It's just you're going to pull out a fully hardened moldable royal icing piece. All right, I'm putting fondant on here. I actually think the fondant, wet or dry, weighs a little bit more. It's a little denser than using the moldable royal icing. I'm only mentioning that in case you had this turned the other way and you were worried about icing pushing off your cookie. Oh, Mary Jean, are you here? Mary Jean, tell me if you're here. Just let me know if you're here. If you are still here, put enough on it that you can give it a shake, shake, shake. That's what we used to call it in the kids' class. I can't wait to start doing classes again with the little kiddos. I got to do a little bit of reorganizing in my store, and then we'll be doing some more classes as soon as I get my mama situated. Mary Jane, it's your job to remind me on the circle cookie to talk about the outside edge of the cookie. All right, so here's our cookie. We have that nice white background. Now on camera, that's just a glare. It's actually flat. So let me move it. Do you see it's the ring light glare? So that's not a bump in the cookie. The cookie went perfectly smooth. I'm going to just because I probably really don't need it. You probably can't notice it, but I see a couple spots where I could pull this icing over just a smidge more. Just a little bit. I did pretty good at getting my nice straight lines there. All right, now I'm going to look at my rose. I want the thicker part of my rose down, facing down on the cookie so that it looks lighter at the top. So I feel like this is how this rose is meant to be. So it's a moldable royal icing rose. Just keep in mind, moldable royal icing is already going to be hard. This is pretty firm already. I did them a little over an hour ago, but you can see it is still pliable enough that I can move it around and not crack it. But if it were fully dry moldable royal icing, here's what I would do. I know that I want to put a stem on my flower from that mold. Okay. So I know I want to line it up in this area because I have a little more space there. So I would make this just for a little bit of abstract work. Because your moldable royal icing is going to be good and firm, I would make it come off the cookie just a little bit. Can you see that? Just a little bit, just for a little sass. Okay. And then what I would do, I think I want this one. I think I want this one. So I'm going to hold it down at the bottom. I think I'm just going to lop this off. Just kind of measure it. I'm going to do it at an angle so it'll slide up in there. Save that other green piece because you might use it, but I'm basically making a little point. See my little point that I just made by using my scribe? And I'm going to put that right there. And it's okay if that goes off the cookie a little bit too. If it's moldable royal icing, you'll just do it with some sharp scissors. You can cut it. I've done it. It works great. Okay, here we go. You like that? Now, so here's my large rose. Now what I want to do is I want to put a heart. So I think I'm going to use this set of leaves. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do on this cookie. I'm going to take this part off on this because I've only got so much surface area, right? All right, I'm going to take a little bit of this off at an angle. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. That's the stem. I'm just going to cut in at an angle like that so it's a little more delicate looking. And I'm going to place this on here. And I'm going to let that leaf go over my flower. Okay. No, Julie, I did not find it too hard to eat. It dries just like royal icing. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Now, I think, what do you think? Should we do one of these hearts? One of the hearts that has the quilted look to it? Or do you want a smooth heart like this? Or do you want to do both? Over in the comments section, 7-second delay, go. We could do this. We could do a bouquet on this flower like this if you want. Do something like that. Do you like that? We have a smooth. We have both. Smooth. Smooth. Debbie's saying a couple. Quilted. Nicole just said yes. Does anybody want to do this? Or I think that might be a little much on this cookie. And we can't do I think we should do 2 sizes. You want a bouquet. All right, so Nicole, how about I do a heart bouquet for sure? Or I'll tell you, I know what I'll do. I'll do a heart spread on the next round cookie. But for this one, what do you think? Do you want something like this? Or how about this? Do you like this? Where they're layered? I like it where it goes down though. And you like the smooth, but I don't have a big smooth pink. I could do a hot pink. That's really too big for the cookie. What do you think about that? Do you like that? Vote yes or no for this little setup coming out of the stem. And that way I can make the big heart. I'm seeing bouquet, a couple of them mix. All right. And it's kind of even on, okay, Barbie says yes. So it's kind of even on the thought process of smooth versus quilted. All right, now I'm just going to lightly push that in. Remind you, these would all be made ahead of time. So you would flood, you'd have your design set, and you'd start attaching these to the cookie, and your super fancy cookie would be done. You're voting, so it's taking a little longer and we have a little delay, but your cookie wouldn't have that. Now, also, I have to say these hearts make super cute balloons. If you do a little squiggle and then a little tiny like loop-de-loop, they look super cute. But look at that cookie. Isn't that pretty? All right, now I'll probably screw it up. Just saying, just being realistic with you. But I want to try to do something on the side here. I think I'm going to do dots. It's flood icing, though. If it was thick icing, I already know I would be doing what I would be doing, but it's not flood. So I'm going to see if I can do a sideways dot without them running together. And if it looks like it's going to run together, then we'll just do a straight line on the next one so you can see what it looks like. But it just needs a little accent work, you know, in the open areas to close in the pink. I think visually it'll be more pleasing if we close it in. Keep checking my text too. I'm sorry about that, you guys. You know I'm only doing it because it's my mom. Just to see if she's okay. I think I'm going to have her decorate cookies with me if she once she's up here. Now they are kind of going together, but they're staying a little bit separate. But do you see what I mean about how that having the icing and the same color pink draws your eye all the way around the cookie? Do you see what I'm saying? Hey, Laura. Thank you so much again for today, Laura. If you're still here, we had so much fun with your Hobby Lobby video, our impromptu, our enabler shopping that you did for us today. I hope you got tons of good stuff. So I'm only going to fill in these open white areas just to close the cookie because I think you're going to understand what I'm talking about the space. You don't have to do this. You could do it in a line and go zip, 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 and you'd be done. You could color it on with an edible ink marker and be done, but I think it just needs that little bit of accent, okay? I'm still only piping the dots because they're staying enough separated that it looks cool on the cookie. But if I were doing a whole bunch of these cookies, we'd be doing straight lines and we would be done 10, 15, 20 seconds ago, right? All right, but do you see what I mean about how that looks? Okay, now please, 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 over in the comments, may I hit it with diamond dust? And do you want white? I think we should do the spray bottle. White? Oh, good. I'm glad you like that border. It's pretty, right? It's a pretty cookie. And it's a feature cookie. But really, it took no time at all. And balloons, love them as balloons for baby showers. Diamond dust, Miss Pamela said I can do diamond dust. So here we go. She's really the one that I needed her to say yes. All right, now I'm going to try to aim at the white areas, but I don't care if it gets on the fondant. It'll look just as nice if it gets on that part too. But I'm aiming for those little areas. Oh, I love it. All right, forget it. I'm going all out, all in. Ready? Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay. You see what happens with diamond dust? You see it flying up in the camera? All right, love it. Look, but if you did it with moldable royal icing or even modeling chocolate, you can do all those pieces ahead of time. It's all about the mat. It's thin, so it's not going to break your teeth. It's cute. It's firm enough you can go off the cookie. So you just expanded your cookie canvas. What do you think about this one? And you blended a rose, which is typical first thing you go to for Valentine's, and you blended your hearts to make like a bouquet of hearts. Cute, right? Now, I'm not crazy, so I'm not going to add a baby bow to this because there's just no more room. I think just like this, you're done. But look, you can make all those pieces ahead of time. Okay? All right, I'm moving this. Let's put it, I don't want to put it in the dehydrator because I don't want to wreck it. I thought normally when I feed the turtles with my cookies, I thought I would feel good about it because normally it makes me happy to give the turtles the cookies because they really like them. It didn't make me happy today. I was so sad to see Santa Claus go. It was really a little rough. All right, my this whole batch warped a little bit. So I'm going to turn this one, okay, upside down. Well, okay, so Nadine's asking a very good question, and we need to talk about this. So on that cookie, why didn't I do that? Because there's such big pieces to attach, and if you get really heavy-handed with the diamond dust, they're not going to stick as well. If you are a light-handed sprayer, you definitely could have done that. But the other problem is by the time you do the flooding and then you do the border, depending on what your icing is like, and everybody uses different icing consistencies, depending on what that is, you're going to crack the crust of the icing if you attach it too late. Okay, does that make sense? So let me go through it one more time. So what we did was we outlined and flood with a combined consistency icing of 18 to 20 seconds, which is like a piping consistency icing. Okay. Then we attached our fondant pieces, but we were mimicking doing moldable royal icing that's dry and hard, right? A little. So we needed that to settle in because those are going to be a little heavier. They're denser than the fresh icing. And we piped our border because the border took so long because I did dots. If you were doing lines, it'd be entirely different. Or if you outlined your whole cookie with the dark pink and with pink, you just skip that whole step. But I like it on top. So that was a design choice. But if you put too much diamond dust across that crust, or if you do the surface and then do your border and you're a slow piper, you're going to break it. It's going to have like spider fractures all on that top coat of icing. So I hope that makes sense. If that was moldable royal icing and if it was dry, could you bag it? Yeah, you'll be able to bag it where it won't break off. Just don't go too far off the cookie, okay? Don't do like 50% of your item off there. And especially don't do point. She thought I'd used a nice rounded rose, and the thicker part was what was off the cookie, so it's got more support. And just make sure it's totally dry. I know, Santa was so cute. Hello, is Priscilla here? Hey, Priscilla, how you doing? All right, so round cookie. Now, here's your choices. I think I want to do a spray for you, so just be thinking something like this. I think I want to do something like this on this cookie. And I definitely want to use a couple of these like little dahlia looking cookies. So something like this. And I want to do some roses, but I do want to do one heart. So would you like, this is my largest. Oh, I know what I want to do. All right. You're not going to vote on this part. I'm just going to make the decision. I'll just make the decision for you because you'll like it. All right. Hold on. This is first. Now, also, if I were making these cookies and these were going to be my feature cookies, I would literally make one cookie. I would heat seal it. I would bag it. I would check it for a couple days before I did my pre-sales and make sure that I know exactly where it is. And then I personally would go back and I would know I'm selling 50 sets and there's 2 of these in each set. 100 of this item, 100 of this, 200 of this, and I would just get it done. I'd do it in the snowstorm. I'd take care of it in January, whatever, but I'd have all of these little things done for my fancy cookies, because then I would be doing my drag around the edge for my heart design. I'd be doing my straight down drag to do hearts in the icing. But I'd have all of that planned. Okay. Now I'm thinking I need one more on here. You want to do a rose? Do you guys want to put a rose on here? No, I don't like that. I don't like that right there. Hold on. I'm so picky. I'm so picky. I know I'm picky. I know it probably annoys you, but when you're designing, that's the time to decide what you want. And I think I like my layer like this. And I think I'm going to want one of these little guys in here. And that way it looks like the hearts and flowers are going this way, but this way we've got our cool leaves. And then I'm just going to play with it a little so not too much is off. I also have this leaf curved upward. Do you like that little cluster? Okay, Jennifer, 2 things. The big mold is this mold, and it's Hobby Lobby, and Laura verified that they definitely have this. Okay, that's for this big rose, and it's thin. And then the dahlia came out of this mold, which someone just put a link. It'll be live when the broadcast ends. But this is actually a succulent mold. But because of the colors I did, I realized it came out looking like dahlias. Okay, so that's where that is. Thank you for joining us tonight, by the way. Oh, good. Good. I'm so excited. I don't know what that one's to, but sure. Okay, good. You like this? You like the cluster? Okay. You're welcome. Okay, so there's our cluster. Now, I personally feel like, what did we do on the other cookie? We did light pink and a dark pink border. No, we did white. I think this one could go with, I think we could do light pink with this one. Light pink, and let me just level it up for you. We'll use Candy Kiss or pink. Pink actually is going to look better, I think. Do you like that pink? See that? How about some pink diamond dust on? Wow. White. You vote. White or light pink background. And then we'll do this diamond dust. I'm going to pick this diamond dust because I want you to see it. It's real pretty. But you pick white or light pink. You tell me. But I am going to rim the cookie in dark pink just so you can see what that looks like. Light pink. You want light pink? Oh, Mary Jean. Yes. Hold on. Never mind. Forget it. That's what I want to do. Let me pull my cluster off in order so I don't mess it up. All right. Also, take a picture. Take a picture if you need to. All right. Hold on. That's what I wanted to do. Now, where's it at? I had everything ready earlier because I didn't want to forget to do this. And then I made some more icing for something and I moved everything again. One day, you guys, I'm going to have an enormous cookie studio and everything is going to be organized. It might be in heaven, but I'm going to have it. All right, let's put our bowl down, our trusty bowl. Our hot pink sanding sugar. Wait, I have one that's open. Yeah, here's one that's open. Look, see? Good? Well, I thought it was open. They're both. Oh, I used the pink at Christmas on the Christmas trees. I had to buy more. Sorry about that. All right, let me get this off here. I don't want any of this drop in the cookie. I want to talk about prepping the edge of your cookie like part of your cookie display, your cookie canvas, your visual area. And also, it just makes for a really fun cookie, what we're about to do. So just put some of your sugar in here. Cindy Broussard. I don't know if she's here tonight, but somebody check on her, make sure she's all right. I meant to do it before the live stream started. Okay, here we go. My cookie, right? This is pink. So I want to use my pink that's as close to that as possible. The darker one will be the best. And look, this is just easy. It's not difficult. I'll put some icing on the side of my cookie. I don't need a lot because you're going to see what I'm about to do. Do it with a gloved hand, please, if you're making cookies for customers. Or you can do what I'm going to do because I can't stand getting my hands dirty. Y'all ever notice I really hate having food gel on my hands, and somehow it always happens to me. I'll be embracing that in 2023 and not fighting it. Scribe. That's it. That's all I got to do right here, scribe. Little coating over here to take that off. Little swirl around the bottom there, just a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. That's it. It goes really fast, actually, especially if you have the right consistency icing. But you just want a little wet layer, and it's big cookie, so we got to go kind of fast. You don't want to scrape it all off, but you don't need that much icing, okay? And then roll for the edge of your cookie. Okay, you can do it with edible glue too, but it does stick better with icing. Just saying. Mad scientist experiment went on. I didn't have time to do it with you guys live Monday night, but I did one. I didn't think to record it. I don't know why. That was super silly. I should do better with that in 2023, but look how pretty the side of our cookie is. This is going to dry just like we had sugar on top of our cookie. So a good shake. Knock that off. Take your boo-boo stick from the outside, pushing towards the inside because you don't want to pull the sugar off. Do you see how we're pulling it in? I'm going outside in. So it's pushing that little bit extra on there to clean it up. I'm going to be icing this side, right? Go up a little more. Sorry about the camera tonight. It's just really not liking my virtual background tonight. So that's all I can tell you. I'm going to do the same thing up here. I'm going to scrape towards the inside so I don't knock the edge off. But I don't want all that extra right there because I'm about to pipe that. There we go. Thank you, whoever. Mary Jane, did you remind me? Was that you? I know I assigned the task to you, but did you actually remind me, or was that someone else? I don't want anyone to get mad if I thank the wrong person. But thank you, because I wanted to show you about the side. Isn't that cool? Nadine, yes. Listen, an unorganization is going to become like, it happens. Yeah. Now, here we go. Ready? I just had to clean that up a little bit. Okay. Otay. One of my nieces used to say that. Otay and Amy. All right. I got my cluster over here still. Now we are going, I think you guys picked white. So around the edge of the cookie, we're going to do the darkest pink, whatever pink shade you're using. We're going to do an outline of that. We might go twice. I'm not sure yet, because we want to tie in the pink side to the white. We're going to do the white. Then we're going to add our finished pieces. If you do this on these steps on a big enough cookie, you could sell this as a single cookie. If you leave a little bit of room, you could put a to and from tag on this cookie. Like you could make this an expensive cookie. It's really not complicated. It just is prep work. It's all about the details and the prep work on this one, guys. That little extra bling on the side, people are going to love that. Okay, there we go. I'm all the way around. I think I double stacked my line and it worked everywhere but here. But again, for you guys, you'll be piping right on top, so you'll be fine. No problem, okay? But I'm trying to pipe from the side because we're live. Now we're going to flood with white. Remember earlier I cut the bag open just a little bit wider so it would go faster. We still okay over there? A boo-boo stick. It is a boo-boo stick. That's the real name. I am given to making up words, Dale, but that's not one of them. We just make up whatever we need to make up. Now, do you see how I'm piping inside the line with my direction pushed towards the line? So that at this point, if I need to straighten up that line, I don't want to do it with the scribe because it's going to nick it, make a mark in it, right? So at this point, I am using, and I would normally, can I get my cookie turntable over here? Let me see if I can find it. I try not to use it because some of you told me it makes you dizzy if I decorate on the turntable. But for tonight, just roll with me, okay? It'd be a little easier if I do it this way. Do you see how I'm like pushing my icing towards that line? So I have one more shot to move that line all the way to the edge of the cookie without using a scribe, without nicking it. I'll keep the nice outline. I'll keep a perfect circle. And I do that by using the force of piping my flood icing. You see that? So I'm inside pointed towards the outside line. All right. And I always set my outside line. Can you see that? Just to make sure here, I got a little area here that's not, there we go. A little bit more there. Do you see that? So my outline is set. My outer part of my cookie's good. Now I'm just going to flood. If you have a weird shape on your cookie, try to work from the top to the bottom in small sections so that wet icing is meeting up with wet icing. Like if you're doing 8-inch, if Priscilla's here and you're doing one of those enormous cookie cutters, the copper cookie cutters that she loves. I can't say it's just Priscilla anymore though, because so many of us got on the copper cookie bandwagon, copper cookie cutter bandwagon recently. So just work where your wet icing's meeting wet icing, just so that you're keeping it where it's going to marry up and join together really easily. Okay. Now it's already settling down on its own, but I am going to give it a shake because I like shake, shake, shake. I'm going to lift it with my scribe so I don't mess up the sugar on the side. I'm going to gently hold it on the edges. I did do the sugar first, whoever just asked that. And I did the sugar first because then I risk not having a clean edge on top. All right, now, you ready? I'm going to take it off this turntable now, though, guys. I just wanted you to see how easy the turntable makes icing around that edge when you have a circle going like that, okay? I hope I got everything off there. All right. Oh, a little sugar on here. It won't matter. We're going to cover it. Now, I want to do the diamond dust on this, but I know my area that what I'm going to fill in is this. Do you see this here? So I'm going to do diamond dust here and a little diamond dust here, okay, with the pink, because I want you to see it. And I'm going to tap it on because I don't have this one loaded into a sprayer. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, my God, so pretty. Ready? Here we go. This is for you, Miss Pamela. Happy New Year, baby. Look at her. She loves glitter and she loves pink with me. Oh, it's flying a little further than I want it to. I hope we don't have trouble getting our pieces to stick. I'm trying to stay by the edge. And that what's going to end up being the negative space. I won't sparkle in the negative. What is wrong with this thing? There we go. There she blows. Ready? All right, now that's pink. Do you see how good that pink looks on white? Maybe you guys can't see it. Let me see. Can you see that pink on white? Look at that. You can tell it's pink too. It's so pretty. By the way, go ahead and buy the blue because it's great on geode cookies. And you know you're going to have to do some more geode cookies this summer because they never go out of style. All right, now we know roughly how big that is. We watched where we placed everything, but let's start with the lowest cookie, the lowest leaf, lowest piece of fondant first. I'm going to cover up that sugar. That's why I didn't worry about that sugar. And remember earlier visually, I just place marked that it was going to hang over a tiny bit. My biggest heart is going to go down next, and I want it to touch that, right? Then we went back and we did our quilted heart, a little bit over, still in the icing. We want to come back up in here at an angle. We want to put that dahlia in, and we want it to nestle down in the icing, but be turned upward just a little. Okay. Then we're going to put our next leaf down, and it's going to go over that large heart. Little tiny bit's going to hang over. I hope I didn't go too slow. Got a little spidering. We'll put this here. I think we're going to put a little icing and put this here. I'm just going to attach it with some white. Put it right in there. Oh, look. Isn't that pretty? Look at that pretty cookie. And we have that fun side. Now I'm going to take my green. I'm going to turn it like a chicken beak. And sure they don't move. I'm going to put in some piped leaves. Just little ones. Just enough to join all this together. The back and forth jiggling is going to give me those nice lines. Now, if I don't think my lines are off detail, this is where I would stop, thicken up my icing a little bit. I'm just going to add a few little ones around the cookie. Just where my royal icing pieces are going to be. Make sure it's touching. And that's going to help hold those in place, especially when you bag this. All right, I'm going to pull the other cookie back out and show you what that looks like too. Okay. Picking up with this because remember I did the pink sides. Now, I just want to give it a quick shake so that if anything is moved around, my lines settle down a little bit. Okay. Good. You guys like that? All right, so let me show you this one with the other one. So you've got two super fancy cookies. All the pieces could be made well ahead of time, and you could be on it with the moldable royal icing. So what I would add to this is really simple designs that are elegant. For instance, I'd put a heart shape in, a heart-shaped cookie, and I would do it in a light pink icing. I'd do dark pink dots. That's got a drag to make simple hearts to add, but these would be my feature cookies in my dozen. Okay. Guys good with that? And you see how we added in that edge there to make that cookie unique. This one has that cool little border. So let's pop these over here, let them set up. I'm not going to pull them back over though, because if I move them again, what's going to happen is I'm going to get that spider veining. So I'm just going to pop them in the dehydrator on the lowest setting, which for me on my dehydrator, it's a Sasori. The lowest is 95. So that's what I'm going to put them in here at, and just let it blow across the top surface and get a good crust on there. Okay. Now, by the way, if you're doing kids classes for Valentine's Day, you or the place that you're going to be at won't like this, but the kids will love getting to roll their cookie in the icing or in sparkling sanding sugar, or it's a little easier with the kids if you let them roll it in the sprinkles, because it's not as much to clean up. It does get a little chaotic if you let them roll it in sugar, because they don't actually knock it all off in the bowl before that cookie comes up here. But they love it. It's really fun. And it's fun to see their faces. Kids only normally think about the top of a cookie when they're decorating or playing with it or putting icing on it. But I discovered that one of my friend's little girls was piling icing in the center of the cooking, like one color, then another color and another color. And she was doing it because what she was really trying to accomplish was the icing running off so the edges were covered. And so I started playing with that in classes and realized, oh, they really think that's something cool. They think they discovered something totally new, right, with the side of the cookie business. But she was doing enough icing on those cookies to do 5 or 6 cookies, just trying to get it to run off. So just let them roll it and put some cool sprinkles on it. All right, I have to get this off, and then we're going to do another cookie. And you guys don't have to stay the whole time tonight, because tonight's taking a little longer because I'm going to do a couple extra cookies. Normally we'd stop here, but I've got 2 more cookies and plenty of stuff made up, and I feel like decorating. So we're just going to do some simple techniques right now, okay? I'm going to do light pink for outline and flood. And I'm just making the tip of the bag a little bit bigger. We're going to do light pink for outline and flood, and then we're going to do dark pink dots, a needle point scribe, a really thin tip on our scribe, and drag a heart border. And then we're going to do hearts all over. Okay, now this is where I said I had to go for just a second. I'm going to mute you for just a second. If anybody comes on, tell them I'll be right. Sorry, guys. Okay, thank you. So outline and flood on around. See how gravity takes over and makes that beautiful line. Now I'm pushing towards the edge to push my line out. So listen, if you need some stress therapy, this is where you just fill it and then you use your scribe and draw the icing over to the edge. I prefer to do this, but I totally get that there's a time and a place for the other, because sometimes you need to just make yourself slow down. All righty, here we go. All right, here we go. There we go. Now I'm just going to fill it in. Now remember, I iced my cookie upside down because my cookie warped. So the edges of my cookie are kind of cupped up. So I'm not really worried about my icing running off the cookie. If you're wondering why I'm like just giving it such a go with the icing, it's not really going to run off because it's a good 1/8 of an inch off from the outside edge to the inside. All right. So it's probably not going anywhere. I'm going to hold it, give it a little shaky. Look how quick it settles down. Isn't that icing beautiful? This is a night you wish you were doing a cookie order for a customer because the icing's just right. All right, now let's clean the tip on my hot pink bag, which is cut to about a 2-point opening. And let's do this. Now, if you want linked hearts, you're going to have to go closer together. If you want to clearly see that you have separate hearts, and you got to go fast because you're doing a wet on wet technique here on a large cookie. My recommendation is that you do like a 2.5-inch heart cookie or a 2.5-inch circle and do what I'm about to do, because then you're practicing on a smaller surface. And I don't know if people really think about that when they start doing their cookie sets when they're brand new, but the smaller cookie like that, it's easier to do wet on wet, especially if you're dragging around the whole edge of the cookie because you're going faster, right? You outline faster, the flooding takes less time. Doing the dots around the outside edge takes less time. Do you see what I'm saying? So start on a smaller cookie because you just get faster the more you do it. And then I have a needlepoint scribe. Here we go. Yeah. It's a fondant needle. I'm going to hold my cookie and I'm going to start in the light pink and I'm going to drag through the center of all of those little polka dots I just made and make the cutest little heart border. Just catch each of your dots in the middle. All right. And so do you see I have a whole cookie of hearts? I have that cool little heart border. See? Now, if I don't want my hearts to be interconnecting, you just need to do about half the amount of polka dots that I just did before I started the dragging. Okay. Now I have that cool little heart border. Now I'm just going to pick out something super simple for this cookie. I'm going to put my leaf here, one leaf, one little rose there, and a tiny light pink there. I've got my 3 pieces. It's kind of set up like a triangle. I've got that cool border. All done. See the hearts? See how nice it settles down too if your icing's just right? Is that pretty? All right, now I'm not going to put any diamond dust though. We're going to leave this for the people that don't like to eat the cookie with the glitter, okay? Let me just pop that in here. It's going to be a cool picture tomorrow. You guys doing a hexagon? Ready? You want to do dark pink? You want a dark pink and light pink polka dots or dark pink with the white polka dots? Because we're going to drag hearts this way. And then we're going to put hearts on the cookie. What do you think? What do you want for the background? Do you want to do dark pink and then do white since we don't have anything like that in our set? We didn't do a dark pink background. Is that okay with you guys? A dark pink? Dark pink, Mary Jane. Dark with light pink dots. All right, Gabby, just for you, girl. How have you been, by the way? Jessica, that was at the first retreat for the whole time and the second retreat just for the last day after you guys were all heading home. She passed by the Culpeper exit yesterday. I really wish I had been able to go meet her, but she thought of me and messaged me. Jessica, that you thought of me and messaged me, and I said hi back. She was at the retreat exit, she said, from the first time. I'm going to guess she was going down 29 or 81. She had to be on one of those two if she saw a Culpeper sign. All right. Again, this cookie, I'm not worried about the quantity I'm putting on here because it's really humped up on the sides. Okay. All right, ready? And Gabby voted for light pink heart. Gotcha. Okay. So look, let's do some bigger polka dots so you can see a bigger heart. We'll do like maybe 3. And I think I'm going to show you something fun on these too. I don't want these to touch though, okay? I do need them to settle down just a little bit. And then I'm going to show you something you can do with your green icing. I'm going to show you while this is wet, but if you do this cookie, you should wait until the cookie's totally crusted over, okay? Now, I'm going to start. Really need a paper towel for this because this one might get messy. All right, we're going to start at the top, and we're going to drag down through both of those and then drag down through both of those. So I'm not going all the way. I'm not touching the base of the cookie. I hope that makes sense. I'm just like halfway in whatever the depth of that is. And these are big hearts. Most people do this with tiny hearts, but I discovered last year that I really liked the look with the big hearts. So you make a bigger polka dot, and you got to spread them out so they don't touch. And a needlepoint scribe, you can do this with a regular scribe, but I'm telling you, a needlepoint scribe makes all the difference. By the way, if you are into florals, this design makes great. Have you guys ever heard of a bleeding heart plant? This is how you do the buds also for a bleeding heart. I think I need one more here. Hopefully it's not too late, but I think I need one more there. Might be too late, you guys. Ooh. I'm going to jiggle it down in there and then drag real quick. Okay, good. You guys like that? All right, let me move this icing. I don't want to get it on my books. I just got some books today. Okay, now I'm going to use my green. Now I would let this dry and then I would pipe little green leaves, just tiny, tiny little leaves at the bottom of my hearts. All right, so it's lifted off the cookie. Now these are going to sink because obviously it's more like wet on wet at this point. So I'm trying to pipe them more up in the air. Just put a couple little leaves. Makes the cookie more special. Just takes a quick second to do these. These don't take a lot of time. If you get one that doesn't cooperate, just use your tweezers and pull it off. Make sure you clean that tip because what that means is too much icing's coming out at one time. Keep the seam towards the ceiling. Right? Do a bigger one on that. Little one over here. We are going to hit this with some diamond dust in a minute. And we're one thing on here that I think you guys will like. But these are cute. Now, you do have to be careful with these, though, because when you bag these, you want to make sure your tips on your leaves aren't too high, or those will break off, okay? So just try to do them down in line with the cookie. Right? And maybe even attach them down or tack them down a little bit if you need to. Okay, like this. There you go. See? Okay. Good, good. Everybody happy so far? I'm getting icing everywhere tonight. I knew I would, though. Now, white diamond dust is next. Then we're going to add a little accent off to the side, and then I think we are done for the night. Ready? The sparkles for you, Miss Pamela. Happy leaves. They are happy leaves, aren't they, Priscilla? Whew, look at that. That's for you, Miss Pamela. These are extra heavy squirts of diamond dust, which are already sinking into that flood icing. Isn't that pretty? All right, now we want one little accent. Since we have these extra pieces, I'm just going to do one. I'm just not sure which one I want to do yet. So let's pull these over here. I think I'm going to do a flower, though, and it's because we did hearts for the wet on wet. You could have done wet on wet roses. I don't have another cookie, or I'd show you that tonight, too. All right, so... Oh, I really want... Do I have a light pink? I want a light pink heart, I think. Yeah, that's what I want. I want a little accent over here that makes it look... See, this is from that stem that I made, that extra stem. That's why I wasn't worried about having a heart there and there. And then I'll just add in these extra pieces. That's why I said don't throw your pieces out, Because look, now we have another little accent on here. I would not be doing this many feature cookies in a set though, you guys. I'm just showing you different options so you can play and decide what you want to do for your designs. So you know how to drag a heart border, you know how to drag hearts in the center, you know how to combine your wet on wet with some top coating little leaves and with a little bit of this. Do you want me to pull the cookies back over so you can see them? Because that's all the cookies I have. Actual hard, or, cookie bases to start with tonight. Let's pull them in so you can see all of them. Hopefully I didn't melt anything. All right. I know you're dying to ask me if my mom's all right, but I don't know yet. That phone call didn't solve anything, so I'm not sure. But thank you for those of you that are thinking it, because I know you are, but I don't have anything to tell you yet because I don't know. All right, hold on. Oh, you know what? Well, all right. The next Valentine cookie, we'll go back and use some of the sprinkles because you should have a few cookies in the set for the sprinkles, just for the, first of all, for the variety of what it looks like, but also because it'll mix up your textures. So that will be visually pleasing in your set. So here's this little guy. So see, you could be putting together a whole hexagon platter. Mary Jean loves those hexagons. I know it. Here's a nice simple one, right? See how all our colors go together? Here's our one with the sugar on the side. Let me move down a little. So these are a lot. I threw a lot of techniques at you. Sorry about that, but I just thought pretty handy tonight so you guys could start planning. I'm trying to get them all in frame like this. There you go. Can you see them all that way? Let me make sure I'm out all the way too. Yeah, I am. Can you see them all? You guys okay? And you can mix them up on your platters, stack them and all that. I tapped that cookie pretty hard so the sugar's falling off. But you see what I mean about playing with just a couple different molds, make some different flowers. I wanted to focus on that heart shape tonight for what we were doing. But do you see what I mean about you if you're using all that same icing, same color scheme all together? All right, does that give you guys some ideas? These nights are totally worth it to me if they give you some ideas to go start designing, go make some money with your businesses. Lord knows we cookiers have it hard right now with the price of butter and eggs. I don't look for soon, so you got to be at the top of your game and get those orders. And organization and having everything ready ahead of time is going to be a big deal to your customers this year because they're going to need to know what your pricing is. And they're going to be deciding they're only going to have so much money to spend. So they're going to be deciding who to spend it with and when to spend it. So you're going to have to stay on top of having all your tomorrow. We'll do it like this when we photo. I'll go outside in the sun tomorrow and get us a good picture. But we'll do it like this so we can put it across there. All right. So something like that. They're only going to have so much to spend, and it's going to come down to, how much am I spending on cookies? How much am I spending on chocolate? Like, what are we doing this year for Valentine's Day? So get organized and get it out there early. Okay. Early bird's going to get the cookie sale at this. I wanted to say worm, but that just sounds terrible when you're talking about cookies. So let's say the early bird is going to get the cookie sale. All right, so let's vote real quick. Everybody that's still here. Oh, you guys are liking all of these. Thank you for staying with me so long tonight, too. I needed a longer decorating session tonight. I just needed to make some pretty stuff. Okay, thank you. I'm so glad you guys. Good. I hope you got some techniques, a different way to maybe put a technique you already know, and just some different ideas for colors. Now, also, these are gorgeous self-care to hang out with their buddies. I know I feel the same way. Totally needed it tonight. I'm going to give myself an A+. Well, maybe I'll give myself a B for self-care today. There's a few other things I could have done too, but I didn't do them. I was just was busy. Now don't go find the link, Renee, for the moldable royal icing. It's from May, M-A-Y, sugarlady.my, M-Y, Shopify, .com. She'll have some more in stock, but you can go read about it and get ready. Thank you guys. You can read about it, see what it is and all that. And then you need to get some more in because it's going to really help you. All right. Now, hold on. I moved them around, so I'm afraid I messed up what you're voting on. So bottom left is your very favorite. Okay. So you like this one with the edge, or do you just like the bouquet layout better? I love that it's a heart garland. I really like that. Now I do like this one too. But probably this cookie, if I were going to make it in my feature set, I'd probably not do because I did so many hearts here, I'd probably do a small rose here instead of these hearts on the next version of this, because I do like the border, right? But I could make this cookie faster by doing a dark pink outline, a white or light pink flood, and then do big rose, either just one big rose or big rose and one little. I do like this one. Number one, Barbara says the number one is my favorite, top left. This one? This one's your favorite, Barbara? Let me turn it so you can get a good idea of the hearts. It's fun. By the way, this one, if you don't make your leaves specific in that they're leaves, this is a good way to do wet on wet technique to do your balloons. You can do heart balloons, and you can do one leaf out one side, one leaf out the other, and then do your squiggle green for the tail of the balloon. And that will look like a bow up at the top if you don't get like too particular with the jiggling so it's obvious they're leaves. It's like how the edging adds to the total look. Yeah, me too. Me too. I like the sugar on the side on this one, but I really like this bouquet one. I would do this design on a plaque. That's probably what I would do, with a dark pink border, fill in with light pink, and then do this exact layout of my pieces on a plaque cookie, like a rectangle plaque. Bottom right, and you like the heart bouquet with the large rose, that cookie. So see, you do like it with everything on it like that. And I like this nice simple one too for filler. And I like, they all tie together. They all have something unique about them. And then don't forget, just right, or let's say you got to do 8 more. You can flood in pink, white, or hot pink, just flood. You can hit that cookie with some diamond dust. You can dip a corner of it in some sprinkles. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do all this. You've got 4, 2 super fancy, 2 medium, then your other 8 can be basic that you can do real fast. And if you're real careful with the designs of your other 8, they could be ones you could ice and freeze if you kept it simple and didn't add a bunch of bling on there. This would be really pretty just across one of the cookies with nothing else on it, right? Because you need those simple cookies too. Sugars on side. Hold on. Sugar. Yeah, on a heart. You mean on a heart cookie? Or do you mean on this heart border? Plus, don't forget, we could have broke out the airbrush tonight, but I thought that would be too much. But we could have broken out the airbrush and airbrush these from the side and add another layer of color to them. I don't know if I have a favorite of all of them, but I know I like that cluster enough that I would make that a feature somewhere. All right. Did you guys enjoy this? Hit me up with some comments over on the right. Love this. And let me know, do we want Valentine or do we want Mardi Gras? You have to, no, it doesn't have to be next week. Maybe I should wait till my king cake comes in. That's what we'll do. Valentine okay for next week? Do you want some more Valentine? Or, oh, you know what we could do? We could do just pink floral. You let me know. Tell me over in the comments. Let's see. Oh, we have some. Post these comments. Let's go. I'm just going to click quickly through them so you guys can see them. You're so welcome, you guys. You know I love you. And Happy New Year to everybody. Becky saying more Valentines. My Facebook friend here saying more Valentine. More Valentine. Now I need to know something about the Valentine. We will do one Mardi Gras, but it won't be next week, okay? Because I think I ordered my king cake for the first week of February. I want to do it when we have the king cake so I can show you that king cake. Okay. Floral, you would like some floral. Okay. And so Valentine floral for sure. So I'll stay in the Valentine colors. Can you tell me, do you want Valentine that's cookie for profit or volume, or do you want Valentine that's more technique laden? We won't be using fondant molds next week though. Okay. So it'll be heavier on technique, or we can do some super easy designs that are fast that you can mix in your sets for profit or volume. Oh, Daytona 500 cookies for Dale. I'll figure something out. Maybe we can have a Sunday shenanigans with Dale. We want a cookie profit volume. Okay. And wait, now we got a technique. Okay. Hold on. We'll get there. We got profit, technique. We're half and half. Less technique, more cash. Technique. We're literally half and half, you guys. This is so funny. Okay. So how about we do at least 2 cookies and maybe we do one each, or maybe we'll do 2 of each. It'll just be a little bit longer video and you can fast forward through it. We could do a floral, and there are a couple more Valentine things I want to show you though, technique wise. Okay. I know what I'll do. I got it. I know what I'll do. And I think we'll do, we're going to do hearts. If you have one of the heart cutters, I hope I can find mine. So either a normal heart, like around 3 inches, 6 of those out, have those ready to go as blanks for next week. Or if you have that heart cutter that's got that funky shape, can you see my hands here? How it like has that like real curved in shape at the bottom and it's fatter at the top. It's like a chunky heart. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you have that, punch those out. Because if I can find my cutter like that, that's what we're going to do next week, because those fit great in the boxes that we used at Christmas time, the 12, 5, 1.5, because you put one heart in this way with the point down and one heart with the point this way. And so you can get 6 of those, sometimes 7, depending on your exact inches on your heart. Some people do 3 inch, some people do 2 1/4 heart like this in our box next week so that you can use your boxes. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if it was Sweet Sugar Belt. Let me think about it. Where did that cutter come from? It was in a subscription box. That's why I think it might not have been Sweet Sugar Bell, but I might have a Sweet Sugar Bell that's very like it. But any heart will, any 3-inch heart will work. It's just I really want to make some to photograph of that chunky heart. It's like, it's just this really pretty shape, right? It's literally like this shape of your hand. You know what I mean? Like that kind of heart. You know what I mean? It's all about this down here, how this is and how it cuts in. It looks like that. If anybody knows where that is for sure, I mean, where it came from, let me know. There's probably 15 different people that make it now. We're going to focus on some sprinkles so that you can fast and do profit. We'll do that. And we'll do that heart shape so you can reuse your box. You can use more of your boxes up from Christmas. Okay. All right. So I think that's it for tonight. Everybody okay? Oh, and also I saw that Brooke had to reschedule. I don't know what came up, but she had to reschedule. So tomorrow night, if you're not doing anything, tune in and watch Brookster over on Icing Images. And you're going to like what she's doing. You'll like the piece that she's making tomorrow. It's fun. It's hopefully she's doing the same piece. And I think you'll have a good time with that. All right. So tune in and watch that. And I don't know of anything else that's going on that I really wanted to make sure you guys watched this week. But I do want you to go to the Simi Cakes page and look at those new sets that Sydney and her mom, Michelle, put together. Actually, I don't, maybe all 4 of them were involved in creating those sets, but they're themed sets with small amounts of ice malt in case it gives you any ideas for things coming up for spring and summer. Yes, Mary Jean is saying the boxes. Yeah, because I'm sure some of you still have some boxes, right? So I want to show you how those hearts fit in there. And They're really cute. You can heat seal the cookies, put a little pink shred. You can make bows. We already know how to make bows. I taught how to make bows in all 6 of the paid Stackables classes last year, so you can be getting on your Valentine bows. And don't forget, I get one night, one Tuesday, where I get to make the Scribe Valentine tree, because that tree is going to be in pink so it can stay up all year in my cookie studio. And I'm going to be using all of the scribes that I've collected or purchased or been given to me as gifts. We're going to remake that tree that I put the video up of, but we're going to do it in a Valentine theme. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great night. I'll talk to all of you soon. Don't forget to message me if you need into the group or something and you can't find it after you check your junk mail and everything.